Yeah, oh, if I please, I make it rule my destiny. Oh, oh, at the way they're cosmos, Lord, you have them in the region, in the valley of decision, restraining the Edens with a rod of iron. You know not the destiny of a next man, why hold him? Set him free for too long. I wanna rule my destiny. Oh yeah, I really wanna rule my destiny. Hear me call. Destiny, mama, look from where you're calling. Destiny, mama, look from where you're calling. I wanna rule my destiny. Hey, if I please, I wanna rule my destiny. Where could I found my destination is homeward bound. No forces try hold I down. Breaking chains has become the norm. I know I must get through, no matter what I want. Destiny, mama, look from where you calling. Destiny, mama, look from where you calling. I wanna rule my destiny, Lord. And I tell you once more, the rich man's wealth is in the city. Oh, destruction of the poor is our poverty. Yeah. Destruction of our soul is vanity. Oh, do you will? Do you will? Whoa, whoa, destiny. Destiny.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what I can stop it. That's it. Right. That's our midday meditation this strong here on the galaxy of we.net. And I'm hoping that you are enjoying the journey that is yourself. As we move into the next segment here, I want you all to take that moment and I hope I'm introducing this correctly, right? There are some inspirational people in your time, and they will be always indulged. No. What's the word I'm looking?
Indebted.
No. Into your brain. They would anyhow. We'll find the word later. However, they will be in your mind and in your soul for what they have done for you, right? Somebody who really enjoys their work, right? This one here is shared with our sister Sandra, who's here in the studio with us as well, right? So more than more, here we are once again, right? So if you want to view this, right, you can see us on the YouTube on the Blacknificent Radio Show on the YouTube where we're live as well. Okay. Um, you can also see us on the Facebook on Blacknificent um, Radio Show on the Facebook as well. Okay, and you'll see myself and Sister Sandra are going with their things here in the studio. Ain't that so, Sister Sandra?
Yes, Brother Aston.
All right, then. Let me leave it for you to introduce this piece here for the ancestral voices. Go ahead.
This is something that was shared as a result of work that I am supporting.
Mhm.
There is Dr. Sandra Colley, I'm going to say Dr. Sandra, who wanted to and had a vision over 18 months ago, 2 years ago, in terms of helping the children in Jamaica,
Mhm.
and wanted
she done a call out for mentors in the diaspora who could mentor a child in Jamaica between the ages of 12 and 17. And it's for her, it's a bit of giving back. It was providing those children with a mentor who they can work through any challenges that they have, support them in terms of their endeavors, but pour into them, because you recognize that there are a number of us who are no longer living in Jamaica who wish to give back. So we've got our education, we've moved out of Jamaica, we're now living, whether it be in Europe, whether it be in China, whether it be in the Africas, whether it be in Canada, but we all just want to give back. So she's created a program that enabled that to happen, and we're halfway through that program. So as part of that, she will often share inspirational thoughts, links, whereby just from a motivation point of view to recognize what's happening out there, and more so the impact that we are having on those young people, the impact that we can have on those young people. And the most recent clip that she shared was in relation to a school. The school was mentioned, and I can't remember the name of the school, but there was a motivational pep talk that was given to those students. And it's just not any old motivational pep talk. This is motivational pep talk Jamaican style. And even take away the Jamaican style, again, there's a message in that in what was said and how it was said. And Brother Aston will always say, and he says it over and over and over again, in terms of our young people, they're geniuses. We just need to let them loose.
If you want a quality life, with money and dignity and integrity to follow you, listen to me, man. You have to put in the effort. You have to power up and unleash your AK. Run the rhythm there. Somebody say rhythm. This is my version, not the dive version. That's a neighbor said tune. It goes like what if I would try to say to you? Yes, it's true, everyone needs an occupation. And I need good money because I'm just a man. Yeah. Minimum wage can't fulfill my plan. So me have to work hard in our education. But for the money can't and supply me. We don't want to say the struggle is real. Our life is nice. It's hard to see. I need my success. You don't keep and rub and chop the line and kill and those things. You know why? God never made you to be a criminal. Check yourself. So you better start learning some self-control. We know, it will hurt. So people don't claim you and do your schoolwork. Come on, fire. So the money can and supply me. Let's sit together. Our life is nice. It's here to see. I need my success. Come on, let's see this part. Something in the background. Come on. Keep that sleep. To make the truth realities. You have to wake up the puppet on your cheeks will become nightmares. Don't be a sleeper. Don't be a keeper. What do you mean that now? Don't be changing because everything is stuff. If you want success to be yours, study money and supply me. Our life is nice, it's glad to see. I need excellence. All of those when they are real, wait. So the money can't come up. Reach away. And so I will be still and say, my life is I mean, real success. Say, so as you step into your terminal exit, as you step into the rest of your tenure at tenure, go be a trend getter. Show the world that tenure always does better. And you are the real what? Trend setter. In excellence of power. And I'm lead your game. When others are sitting tenure, you must stand. When they're standing, you must stand out. When they're standing up, you must be outstanding. And when they take to be outstanding, show them that tenure is the standard. God. So get together for the people. Excellent in, effort in.
Well done. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh my gosh.
What can you say? What can you say?
Oh boy. Yes, sir. He certainly covered it very well.
He did. He did. He did. During and after, he met the young people where they were at.
Yeah.
He didn't give it the la-di-da. He didn't. He kept it real for them, which, and it was and for those of you who didn't see the visuals, effectively he's standing. Effectively, it's like almost like if you recognize schools in Jamaica, you'll have the playing field, and then you'll have stories potentially 2 stories high. So he's standing on the first story. You've got children all around looking down at the playing field, and on the playing field you can't see the grass because there are children. So I'm not sure whether or not that school had 2 shifts.
They must have 2 shifts.
But it looked like both shifts were in on that day, and he wasn't only speaking to those who were doing exams, because the clip that came with it that I saw from Dr. Sandra Collymore was children were taking exams shortly. So I don't think all of those children were taking exams, but all of those children needed to hear the message. Because one of the things that he said, and one of our brothers mentioned it last strong, that young people have an option. You can either go down the crime route, or you can go down and our brother was talking about the financial education. So once you go down the financial education, that gives you different options.
Yes.
And this speaker was saying exactly the same thing to those children, that crime, you can go down that route, but with the education, the money stays with you. It gives you an opportunity to be able to live the type of life that you wish to live, rather than the type of life that
I wish they would.
Crime may discourage you to live.
I wish everybody would hear that one and take heed on this, right? It's not no secret, but obviously you have to put yourself in a position to be able to take, I won't say advantage, but to reap the rewards of those positionings, and it is in the reach of the majority of us as well to have an easy time or a hard time. And even when they look like it's hard time, things are still working. You can put things in place to say that things are working, and all them things there. The reason why I'm very glad that you brought that to our attention. Some of us are totally detached from the schooling. As soon as our children leave school, We don't have nothing to do with school again,
Mm.
right? Even for them to go into their further or higher education, to go like universities or college and everything. There's very few of us who really follow that element there through as well.
Mm.
And even now, it is I see the trending of higher education or further education being dissuade,
Mm.
saying,
Mm.
oh, it's not worth it. There's no reward within that.
Mm.
Yeah. But remember, for any society to develop,
Mm.
right,
Mm.
you have to be looking at a higher education, right?
Mm.
You can't do you well, I say you can't. It'd be very difficult to do it by yourself,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
I feel that what needs to be done and put in place is a good review of what education and the map of education of what one would embark on.
Mm.
I think that is more important than to say, okay, then I'm going to go and do a degree. Have a reason why you're doing a level of learning
Mm.
at that level
Mm.
and the purpose of it,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Some people just go there because they say, oh well, at least I went to university and I've got a degree now, right? What use is it going to be of you if you're not going to be using the skill or spending that time to learn a specialized or in-depth education, if you're not going to be utilizing it, or is it going to be not you fit for purpose when you actually leave the university, and is it going to be useful for you to actually gain a job,
Mm.
right? Or if it's not a job, are you going to be able to start your own business
Mm.
or using that education,
Mm.
right? And I think that is an emphasis as well. Um, over the period of time that life has been around, even for myself, 60 odd years,
Mm.
right? There's been a massive transition in what was available and what has been available and what is available now, right? So even from with my mother's time in their 30s to now, right? Moving from barefoot running around field in Jamaica to where we are right now, right? It would be a massive transition. She probably would never envisage that she would be living in England
Mm.
doing them things there when
Mm.
she was a young person,
Mm.
you know,
Mm.
right? And my mother, she was a entrepreneur, as they call them now.
Mm.
She had her businesses,
Mm.
you know, um, doing her seamstress
Mm.
and special tailoring,
Mm.
not tailoring,
Yes.
dressmaking, dressmaking,
Mm.
right? And she used to make bespoke
Okay.
items,
Mm. Mm.
for one of the Kingston's main shops there, like it was like Harrods type
Mm.
place,
Mm. Mm.
in Kingston. Yeah, so even that, right? It's a thing of that. If you are able to plan out your like the next 10 years, for instance,
Mm.
your expectations for the next 10 years,
Mm.
at least you have a direction and a purpose of why you're doing things.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
and what I've seen, because doing the course that I'm doing at this particular time, that there's a lot of young people there, and they're afraid. They're afraid of what possibly is going to happen in their future,
Mm.
right? The uncertainty. They have a lot of uncertainty
Mm.
as well,
Mm.
right? Let alone being somebody from the islands who knows that you're surrounded by abject poverty,
Mm.
right? And then the only ones that seem to be going for making money from abject poverty to wealth, right, is not the person who we know as being the skilled, the entrepreneur,
Mm.
right? It's usually the person who's in the middle of the news,
Mm. Mm.
right?
Mm.
Or that lifestyle.
Mm.
You understand? And
Mm.
they see it visually, they see it.
Mm.
Cars and lifestyle that they are drinking, party all the time and all them things there.
Mm.
You see, so I feel that messages like what that brother had given to them is very, very, very important. I will be playing it again today. I will be playing that again today as well. So,
So a couple of things that you said,
Mm.
and let me just. So the clip was sent and shared by Dr. Sandra Colley Durand,
Mhm.
who set up the Jamaican Diaspora Mentorship Academy.
Mm.
So, one of the things that, from what you were saying just there, Brother Aston,
Mm.
in terms of the young people, so a couple of conversations I've overheard recently, whereby these are individuals who are sending their children. So we're thinking, okay, from an education point of view, we need to make the best use of the education system. And within the education system, there are those parts of it which encourage you to be the worker.
Mhm.
And there are other elements of it that will encourage you. So there are universities, colleges, further education where you can get those entrepreneurial skills.
Mhm.
Or you could go to a point whereby you drop out of school. We know about the Steve Jobs and the um, I'm thinking Virgin. He also dropped out of school, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
he
yeah, yeah.
had ADHD, or was unable to finish the formal schooling in that way. School doesn't suit everybody, but there are elements of the schooling system that does suit every child. So if it is from an entrepreneurial sort of thing, and as you said, your mother had the spirit in her, she had the eye, that was her passion and
Mhm.
purpose. It's then going to a school or going to an education or speaking with someone from a coaching, mentoring point of view who can provide that to you. Now, one of the things that again I've come to the overstanding is that just because you aren't suited, quote unquote, for the traditional, whether you be the doctor, the dentist, the lawyer, the teacher,
Yeah, that academia.
yeah, there are other options, and those other options can give you the lifestyle that give you the money that enables you to live the lifestyle that you wish to live rather than the lifestyle that you have to live. But it does take planning. It takes courage,
Dedication.
dedication. It takes a village to understand and recognize it, because you as an individual may not see it for yourself. But that said, if you didn't have the parents, or you didn't have the opportunity of going to the entrepreneurial type institutions, colleges, universities, as a adult, you can still take those avenues in terms of feeding yourself and your mind to find the balance that suits you best.
And before we move too far away from that initial input today on ancestral voices, what would be your message? This is a question I like to give out to the listeners, right? What would be your message for the new generation coming through? You know,
Mm.
what would be your message? Because like there's many of us now, right, that we've done our time. We've done our time and we've done our work and everything, right? Time is time,
Mm.
life is life,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
When I say we've done our time, it means say that we've got to an age of where we're closer to the end than the beginning. Yeah.
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
Well, if you yeah.
Let's face the facts now.
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
But what would be your message, right? This is the question I want to ask the listeners. What would be your message or your advice for the new generation coming through, you know,
Mm.
because they're facing exactly the same challenges, right? But in a different way.
Mm.
But they are facing the same challenges. They have the same fears
Mm.
as well.
Mm.
Social changes have really changed the dynamics of life. Um, where it comes to relationships and expectations of what they want out of a relationship, and if they wanted a relationship in the first place,
Mm. Mm. Mm.
right? Natural desires seems to be put to the back burner, and then when they get to a certain age, or where they realize, oh, I never fulfilled this or that and everything,
Mm.
that unfortunately, that segment of your life is gone.
Mm.
You know what I mean? In
Mm.
your 20s, 30s, and all them things there.
Mm.
Right? That segment of your life is gone. So
Mm.
therefore, what are you going to do?
Mm.
Or
Mm.
what can be done?
Mm.
You know, so we have to be very, very mindful of the changes, right? But let's have this conversation this afternoon, listeners, right? On 0203-289-6504, right? You're in tune with Sister Sandra and myself here on the Blacknificent Radio Show. We're on this Ancestral Voices segment of the program, right? Sister Sandra.
And the text number or the WhatsApp number is 0794
Mm-hmm.
74 79219.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can text us on that one. That's all.
So it's an interesting. What would you say?
Mm.
What advice or information would you either give to yourself,
Mm.
because that's where you effectively need to start, and or would you give others? So we're looking to move away from the blame, looking to move away from the woe is me, and think about it from a positive point of view based on what was told to those young people. What would your message be to those young people around you, whether it be children, whether it be niece, nephew,
Mm-hmm.
godchildren, or just even your neighbors' children? What would the message be?
Yeah, yeah. Saying that I was in a local establishment the other day. I was in a local establishment the other day, and there was a young man who was working in there. And as he's serving me, he came to me and he served, and he was so polite in his way, how he addressed,
Mm,
and being of my age as well,
mm,
he respectfully acknowledged that as well in
mm,
his addressing me.
mm,
So I asked him if he was studying,
mm,
and he said, "Oh, no, I finished my study. I've just completed my degree."
mm,
I said, "Oh, great." I said, "Are you looking to start your own business then, or something?" And he says, "Well, at the moment, I'm not in that position. I can do that right now." I went, good. I goes, "Are you going to travel?" And he goes, "Yeah." I goes, "Excellent, excellent." I said, what's your future projection then?" You know, very, very quickly he came out and he rattled out what he was looking to do, and possibilities of what he could do here, get a job and everything,
mm,
and then obviously looking with possible intentions of working elsewhere.
mm,
And I said, oh. And I said, I says, have you been? What type of traveling have you done? And he says, I've never been out the country.
mm,
I said, I goes, make sure you do though. I goes, before you settle,
mm,
right? Because I fell into that trap myself,
mm,
right?
mm,
Um, Marriage and children and everything else before I even traveled. The
mm,
first time I ever traveled was when I was on my honeymoon the first time. That's
Okay.
the first time I ever traveled. So 23 years old,
Mm.
never even fly out of this country or anything, right?
Mm.
So I never even, like when other children in my class and all them, they were going down to Jamaica.
Mm.
So them say, going down to
It
going
was
down.
true. I went.
Yeah, well,
I went.
you're one of the ones who did,
Mhm.
right? They were saying they're going down to Jamaica, they're going to America and all them things there for summer holidays and things like this. I never ever did that. I only see it on television and that's it, But like 23 and I sort of like thought, wow, okay. So this is all Greece look, yeah, and all them things there. But I've been totally, absolutely blast that out the window because the job that I ended up with, it took me out the country for 9 months, minimum out the year. So therefore, if you've been doing that for like almost 20 years straight, it kind of blows it out the window. So my perception of traveling and working traveling is different to what somebody would say they're going on vacation type of thing, So, but at the same time, the experience, even to experience some other culture, right? To go and experience and to have that interaction with other people around the world as well is invaluable,
So, Brother Naya spoke about it. That's see me and come live with me. So him being in Gambia, and he said it's completely different experience living there rather than just visiting
Absolutely.
for 1 week, 2 weeks, or 6 weeks, whatever the case may be.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But it'd been interesting if you'd asked the young brother, even though he hadn't travelled formally, had he been to other parts of the UK?
Oh yeah. I got that impression that he had done,
Okay.
right? The reason why I say that, hold on, brother Naya. The reason why I say that is because he was very comfortable with speaking with somebody, and it's just an observation, a very quick observation from a different culture. For instance, there was like Indian people who was working there, right? And there was also like African people as well, right? And then he was able to adapt, very quickly. So in that way, there I knew that he was very averse with the different cultures and how to interact with them straight away. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, even from that alone, he's ahead of the game straight away. He's ahead of the game, right? There are some people who they have their croaker, the local way of speaking and acting, and they will not change, right? Or they just don't know any different. They don't know any different.
What they don't know.
Yeah, I have to correct myself with that. Allow me to bring in Brother Naya. Kingman?
Yes, give thanks. Thank you for taking my call again, Brother Asta. I was listening. I just stopped the Hoover.
You're still hoovering?
No, but the Hoover take up too much noise, So I had to stop it. It's like even the cat and the dog run, but when you have to run away with the cat and you just put on this Hoover and they run. They run up the house, but so I couldn't hear now. But what I heard was that you put a question. I think Sister Sandra. She said, "What do you advise the youths?" I think was that the question.
That's
she
correct.
said?
That's correct. Yes, that's correct.
Right, and that's a deep question, because me myself, I it takes a form of, like Brother Aston says, because if you don't like travel and see different aspects of the world and stuff like that, but it also takes a form of humility.
Okay.
To actually because every youth, you here, right? You can listen to the most poverty, like, yeah, brother, yo, we need that money.
Mm.
And then you can have the one, yeah, my father don't listen. I think you have to have listening skills and a form of your own advice. But what I don't know. But me, I don't give. I just try to listen and see what I go on. And but the thing is, my sister, it's not that you give. It's not that you give advice. It's that you. As I was going back to the thing before, is do they listen? Because what it is, yeah, you can tell them something, right? But it's like the youth them, you can say, don't go back way, don't go, because no, because what they're seeing in front, and the thing is, I think a lot of presenters have said it before, like our parents when they come, they was young, you know, so they are gonna have to. They have to experience certain things. They have to experience for themselves. It's like when you're youth now, you tell them there was a thing against smacking. He said, "Don't put your hand in that. Don't touch that because it hot. Don't eat that because it hot." And you go nyam it and it burn them reggae. So sometimes it's like the old saying is like, if you can't hear, you go feel. But some of them is how much time they feel. Because me myself personally, right? I never had like Brother Aston. I don't hear him talk about He always talks about his mother. Yeah, and I relate to that because I never had no father figure. Growing my father, I never related to no father because I never experienced that, and none of my peers experienced that. Yeah, you understand. So we never had no father figure, but at the same time, I didn't. For some reason, right, what my mother instilled in me, I could have been in that murderous category. Some of my peers are dead. They're all dead in jail. You understand? They're all dead and in jail. But it's like for some reason. So I have to put that down to my mother. But at the same time, my mother was in a thing where this Christianity thing where she put that as a defense, where you cannot talk about anything. So then what do? I don't know. You have to seek other people. You have to speak to other people. You understand? So anyway, I'm going to go into one. But for your question is that the youths, them, I think for me personally, they're all in different circumstances.
Yeah.
They're all, everybody, the sisters, everybody's in there because, you know what I mean? But even though I say that, there is a certain circumstances where African people, black people, are under the same umbrella. Even if you don't recognize it, even if you don't recognize it, you don't understand it, you are under pressure. Because if you look at the Americas, right, these people, the Hollywood people, you know, look at the people that they put in jail, Bill Cosby, all the people, R. Kelly, look at the people in jail now. So we are under this, and then they said about, there was one man now, what's his name, Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
He's talking about the 4080s and this thing that's coming up on my timeline all the time. I don't understand this kick, we call it this crip walk and all. I understand it, you know. And the thing is as well, our brother Twilight Bay, respect him. He tried to bring that understanding, and it's the same thing. So there's a thing, my sister, which is an umbrella what African people suffer with the oppression and the trying to hold back of these white extremists. But whether you recognize that or not, but on a local basis, what's happening is we're trying to fight for survival. We're trying to eat bread. So most of the people here, most of them don't have a TV. They wouldn't even see the Grammys. They can't even afford electric. So how are you going to empathize with that? How are you going to, you know what I mean. When I went to the shop and I sent to the local shopkeeper, said, "Did you see the?" Said, "We don't have electricity, my brother."
So
You understand?
yeah.
So, I mean, how do you tell the youth them don't go the back way?
So then, and I know it was Last Strong, it may have been the one before that, whereby Brother Aston played a clip of Brother Akram sitting in a school and just talking to the young people. So there must have been about 30 to 40 young people in that school, in that space at the time. If one or two of them pick up the message, 4 or 5 of them pick up the message, it will help them. So my perception is, what do we say to them? It may be a conversation that you say to en masse, and there'll only be 1 or 2 that pick it up, or by your actions. And you already mentioned earlier on in terms of the support that you're giving to some of the older ones from a house point of view, building, farm, etc., and the conversations that you're having with the older ones. But it's either going to be what they see, they will take on board and they will act upon that, and or if you're able to have the conversation. But the conversations that you may have with them is that, yeah, they may be running and wanting to go over to the West, whichever West looks like, whether it be the US, UK, Europe, or whatever. But there is a beauty in terms of what they have on their doorstep. And from an education point of view, do what they can to grasp as much as they can in order to be the best they can where they are. Because the grass isn't always greener. And our parents, they came over thinking that the roads were paved with gold. And they came over with lots of misinformation, and they were sold a bill of lading that had nothing to do with the actual reality and what they had to put up with, and the lifestyle, the culture, the food, the climate. I could go on and on.
But my Empress, sorry to cut you, but what about those ones? What they see, the American dream, they see the athlete, the UK, they see the Bram. What's that one? The leader of the Labour Party. You can become the. You understand? They put these people. They put what's his name? The basketball man. They put the Jordan. So what is how am I me? Now I had to say we can only offer you some mango. How am I supposed to compete to say I can only tell them my truth? Are you saying that, okay, there's 1 or 2 might listen? But I don't think so, because when I was a youth, I would want to go and I had to go and see it for myself, and then I had to feel it. So whether they come back and survive, but what I'm trying to say, who am I? Unless I've got a foundation or whatever to actually give them some works and and like show them, look, you don't need to go here. I can give you a tractor. I can give you some seed. I can give you, who am I to say don't go and do that? Because I wouldn't listen to me. If I was me as a teenager, I'd say, yeah, idiot. I wouldn't listen to me.
Yeah, but then
who you have?
Earlier on, you said that you said Brother Aston didn't often speak about when he's speaking in terms of a father, and you said that you didn't have a father, but your mother was able to give you direction that you took on board. There were other bits that you said, okay, I'm going to go and find my own way. So we don't always listen to those who are closest to us, but as young people, we're watching and we're observing. So if we go out and we find ourselves in trouble, depending on the foundation that you have will depend on whether or not you are so shocked that you don't really want to go there and do that again, or you find your way out, which it sounds like you found your way out. There's roads that you could have gone down. As you said, your friends, they're friends that you went to school with that are no longer here, and they didn't transition through illness. they transition through lifestyle. So you had a choice to make that same decision, and you chose not to. So the question I'd ask you is why?
You know what, right? I'm always going against. You know what? I don't know. Something's in me that always just like saw. You know, like when someone was doing a paper round, I was in a milk float. When someone was saying, "Oh, I'm not going to do that job. Yeah, I'm just going to volunteer," and then it's almost like I don't know where that come by. It's from a generation skipped, because there's something from, I don't think it's even my father, because my father wasn't there. But my father was he was, when I checked my father, he was like the same line as I was. Like he was in the railway, and he was like he's an electrician, and it's like somehow I didn't even know that, but I kind of followed that same line. So, but what I'm trying to say is that there's something in me that always questioned the status quo. And then even I didn't follow the crowd, you know what I mean? Even though my mother bought me some colleges with this steel toe and people cussing me. It's like, yeah. So what? It's like I don't, but that's just me, you know what I mean? I always try to do my own thing, you know what I mean? But I don't know where that comes from. I don't follow the crowd. I don't follow no man or no woman. You know, but that could be the detriment, because sometimes it's like you just want to do your own thing, and you can't. Sometimes you need people as well, you know. That's why I say, especially when you come to the continent, you can't just you can come with a few people. It's like my sister. I had a few connections. They dropped off. People murdered them and all them type of stuff, and other people drop out and all that. You know what I mean? So yeah. So it's not. Yeah, but what I'm saying on your question is that I think you have to be humble. You know, you have to listen to the youth then, because every youth is a different story, you know. Unless you come from, like, you got a group from this, like you said, Brother Akram, he was listening to a classroom.
Yeah, he was in a classroom.
A lot of them come from the same kind of, so you can kind of do that. But individually, the youths, them are on their own journeys, man.
Well, it's a interesting question, which Brother Aston, and we're here posing to.
Sorry to cut. And now the sisters is a different thing now, because the sisters now is like over here now.
Hold on. Let's not pull it into a different direction right now. Let's look to what we can do for the young people there.
But they're still youth though. The sister. What I'm trying to say, the youths. I'm trying to say the sisters, the youth sisters, and the youth brothers.
Yeah.
I'm not separating them.
Okay then. All right then. Let me just move into our next page. You send it to me. All right then. Let me just see.
You've got it already. So we're just moving into another segment, partly ancestral voices, but we can have another discussion in terms of someone's viewpoint. And I know I've got an opinion, and I think Brother Aston's opinion is different from mine, but hey, that makes for a healthy discussion.
Yes, well, I know sometimes you know you're on you know you're, it's like you're under controlled environment, so you know you have to really go with the parameters of the radio station, you know. So, but I give thanks for allowing me to come back with your with your question.
Thank you very much for your contribution.
Give thanks.
All right.
Give thanks all the time.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. Boy, you have to be excited. Okay. Let's push it a little bit further. Now, this one here, as our sister Sandra said, as she was reviewing it, right? It's all like had a little bit of a reception a different way, you know. But anyhow, let's have a listen. Let's have a listen to this, sister. I want to hear what our listeners have to say about this one.
So before you play, I would encourage our listeners, our brothers and sisters, just to be mindful of what you hear. Have a pen and a piece of paper handy just in case there's something that you think, okay, I agree with or I disagree with. And then dial in afterwards, call us and just share your thoughts.
And this is
Okay, then. All right, then.
terrifying to me too. I'm not even going to lie. If I met a man today that was very patient, that he was loving, he was genuinely kind, he was soft in his words with me, he didn't look down to me from my circumstance, he didn't expect me to explain my existence constantly, like the woman said, what you've been through. If it gets out to the room, then everybody thinks that it's an interview now, they have the right to question you. If he didn't treat you that way and he was behind you in your corner the way a woman would be, but with the solutions of a man, I would be scared of that man. I would be very scared of him, because that man will expect more of you. Because the man who gives you the most compassion is going to expect the most growth, and he's going to create the circumstances for the most growth. You have to be an exceptional person with a person like that. Women are not afraid so much of the man itself, they're afraid of the consequences of who you might need to be. But they forget that a man like that is not going to be a tyrant over you. They're going to genuinely love you. They're genuinely going to create the circumstances for success. They genuinely care about your performance. They genuinely love you. They're scared of that because they think they don't deserve it, and they know it's going to be hard, and they don't want to disappoint somebody. And they don't want to disappoint a man, because that man will give them a critique. And if they're genuinely in love with that man, it will break their soul in ways that I can't even explain. Because it's like all those other people abused me and they didn't love me. But if you love me and I disappoint you and you genuinely love me, then I have failed as a human being and I don't deserve life. That's how women feel. And it's not reasonable, it's not rational, because everyone makes mistakes and everyone fails. This is also why having a good father is important, because he'll push you to do things that you don't want to do, but you need to do. Because if a man comes along, and this is terrifying to me too, I'm not even going to lie.
Okay. Now, remember, this is how she's interpreting this thing, right? And I would say I have to commend her for actually coming forward and speaking in that terms there, right? You know, I sense the genuineness with what she's saying, and the way how she's saying it. That's what works for her. That's what's working for her, right? When I heard this clip, I thought to myself personally, right? This segment is the mind and soul element. Okay. Let me just point that out as well, right? This is the mind and soul connection. Okay, so let me put that one up. Mind and soul connection. Now, when I first, because you know you get all of these colliferes of different clips coming up and everything, right? I don't know the basis of where this conversation started from, or where, whatever. But obviously, someone's clipped it out of something, of a conversation, and put it up. But let's just take it within the context of what it is. The fear of being loved by a man. That's what struck me, right? Because if a person, right, man or woman, loves you so much or expresses themselves to say that they want to be with you, initially, obviously, you want the best best for that person, right?
Mm.
And you would endeavor to either make it easier for that person to live their life,
Mm.
or you would provide a comfortable life for that person,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Um, Coming from the old school, as they call me now, coming from the old school of provide, provide, provide,
Mm.
right? Which I was very, very comfortable with, to be honest,
Mm.
right? And then when you realize that, wait a minute, I don't really have to do as much work as what I'm doing, and then you're questioned as to why you stopping or holding back what you used to do.
Mm.
And then you say, well, you earn more than me, so we can share this.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then they all, well, it wasn't like that in the beginning, and why are you changing things now, blah blah blah, and all that. Whatever. Anyhow, I won't go too deep into that, but still, those type of arguments and things come up.
Mm.
But at the same time, I'm taking it from my perspective now of doing what I need to do to ensure that my family is fed, watered, and taken care of.
Mm.
Right? That's not an issue for me.
Mm.
But yet, according to this young woman here, she's saying that it could be an issue. So is this a new generation thing?
So for me, when I listen to that, and I've listened to it a few times, but even when I listened to it the first time, I'm curious.
What happened the first time?
So I needed to know so when someone gives you half the story, I'm curious about the other half of the story, and I think the other half of the story is relevant.
Yes.
So even though you say that we need to look at it in the context of what we've heard, my curiosity and my overstanding can only be it's been dulled at the moment because I don't know. And she alluded to the fact of it may be that the persons or people that were speaking, they were on the other side rather than being in a relationship whereby it's loving and you're getting the support from the man. They were in a relationship where it wasn't as loving and they may not have been getting the support.
Okay.
That's what I picked up.
What would you base that on, though?
Because she's gone so far to the right.
Okay.
Based on, so it's almost like it's there's a marked difference in relation to the relationship, whereby you get the love, you get the support, you're in a space whereby he's not looking down at you, he's patient, he's loving. Whereas if he's not looking down at you and you're not going for an interview every time he speaks for you, then it seems as if the previous situation was, well, I need to report. It's not loving. He is managing or controlling my existence. So it seemed like this is now a new relationship, a new opportunity, and she is afraid. And I think the words that I wrote down is it's almost like, have I failed and I do not deserve life? Because she finds herself, or says that women may find themselves in a situation whereby the man does love them unconditionally. She didn't use the word unconditionally, but that appears to be where she was going in relation to what she was saying. So my challenge with what she was saying, or her interpretation of what she was saying, was it's all about how he makes her feel. My question is, who are you? Do you know who you are? Because if you're standing in your truth, because she was also saying that he gives her the chance to grow. and it's almost like she's afraid of that opportunity and all that chance. But if she knows who she is and she's comfortable in her own skin and comfortable in her own existence, then growth will happen. And the two of them will grow together. She doesn't have to be, she's not disappointing him because he's growing and she's growing. But she needs to be, like I said, comfortable in where she's at. And from what she was saying, she wasn't, in my humble opinion, she's not comfortable where she's at. She doesn't know where she's at.
Okay.
A lot of what her emotions are dependent on, or a number of what things she says is dependent on where he's at. And when your existence depends on another person, you can't look in the mirror and feel the love for yourself.
Okay.
And see yourself as a beautiful brother or sister that you are. And stand in your own truth. The two of you will move together in unison. But the thought of, I don't want to disappoint somebody, is it about them? Or is it about the two of you?
Right.
But if you don't know who you are, then it's always going to be about somebody else.
Did you pick up on the fear factor?
Yeah. She's failed. She doesn't deserve life.
Yeah, I hear that in your comment.
For me, she's frightened of, it's almost like, this is a bad analogy, but I'm going to say it anyway. Someone gives you £1 million, you win the lottery, but you don't know what to do with it. In theory, we all know.
In other words, that good man that come, and all of a sudden everything is right, but it's not right
because you don't know yourself. You don't. Any of us, anyone. I used to always say that if I won the lottery, I don't mark it.
I should do a caveat on that. Good woman that come,
and
you don't know yourself.
Either or,
right?
But I would always say in the past, never mark the lottery. Not in any, not on a religious or a regular basis. I'd always say that, okay, if I marked and we was in a syndicate at work, and if the numbers come up, then I'm going to phone up the Monday morning and I'm going to tell my boss, c'est la vie.
Yeah.
And I was always the one that said, I'm going to come in on the Monday morning. I come in on the Tuesday morning, the Wednesday morning, the Thursday morning, the Friday morning. And I may come in for the next month because it's not about the money. It's about my headspace. And if my headspace isn't right, that money is going to come and go real rapidly. And there is statistics out there that say people who win the lottery, they are not the happiest people on the planet. They may have been for 30 seconds, but then life catches up with them and then they lose it all because they spend it all and they don't know who or how or why. And that's what this lady, this sister, she's found something, has something, met somebody who is the other side of her yin, her yang, the other side of the coin, and they are compatible. But she's so worried and focused on him that I'm not hearing where she's at. And that to me is the challenge. Where are you at? Where's your head at? You don't deserve this. But then do you love yourself? Do you deserve love? Do you see love? Do you look in the mirror? What do you see when you look in the mirror? What are you telling yourself? What's those conversations that's going on in your head in the middle of the day or the middle of the night? What conversations are going on?
This is one of the things now, right? It's like when we see somebody who's wealthy, for instance, and they all of a sudden they want to have an affair, right? Or they're bringing somebody else into this relationship. Obviously, you think, well, they've got everything that they want, right? There's nothing that they would need obviously we're looking on it through the lens of our life,
Mm.
and then compared to what the opportunities are and everything else, blah blah blah, and everything else, right? If the person is treating them well, right, that is all that we see, right? Is the person is receiving the well giving, right? And I'm talking from both sides of the fence here, so right? If they are receiving the goodness as well, that's another thing there, right? Have they set out their life plans for development or life satisfaction, right? That's another element there, right? We're not privy to that. As I say, we look at it through the filter of what is it that I can do with what they got. Yeah? Or how would I be living my life if I had what they got? Yeah? So when we are taking it from that angle there now, right? Obviously, we're saying, what went wrong? Why would you do that? You know? And then you think, well, boy, this is either they're mad or something. Right? Because they got everything that they need and everything. So why this, why that? You know? Unbelievably. But out of that, right, what is going to be the solution? If anything like that, would be presented with that now, right? For instance, if you actually went behind the facade of the front, right, would you be able to cope with the pressure that probably they are facing, right? Personal pressure. It could be like a depression. It could be that, there's something that annoys them about that person, like snoring, right? Like snoring, or even eating with them out full and clapping them out, or turning the television over every 10 minutes, and when you can't even watch one program fully through, right? That turning the heater down when you need the heater up. It could be
something simple as that.
Simple things like that.
Over a period of time, it's got to a point whereby one partner checks out because they no longer can be prepared to accept and or deal with and or live with that situation. But the question I would then go back to, or the question I would ask is, before it got as bad as it did, and sometimes we aim to just muddle on through, we'll manage. Unless you're having a conversation with somebody, i.e. that person and or another person, the two of you together, then we'll manage may in the long run mean that the two of you are drifting further and further apart, because there would have been an opportunity for you to have an understanding of the situation. There would have been an opportunity for you to appreciate, or even say without the anger and the angst, that you're not happy, or is it possible for you to do something differently, or to eat with your mouth closed, or to buy one of those snoring aids.
If you'd known.
If you'd known, but if someone doesn't tell you and you figure, then why are you telling me this after 10 years, 5 years, or 5 minutes? Why are you only telling me now? So there's an element of what happened from a communication point of view between the two of us, in order for us now to be in this space. And like you say, there could be lots happening. What was I watching? I was watching what was I watching? I was watching a movie, and it was Whitney Houston's aunt.
Oh, Dionne Warwick,
Was it Dionne Warwick?
singer.
Yeah,
Singer.
it wasn't Dionne Warwick. It was, but she also grew up in the church.
Oh, her mother.
No, was it her mother?
Her mother. She was a gospel singer.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't Whitney Houston, but I'll remember the name. Riri. It will come to me. But one of the things that she was in a relationship. So the first one didn't go too well. There was lots of violence, etc., etc. And then the second relationship that she was in seemed to be more of a, when things weren't going right, we were able to have a conversation in order to work it through.
Yes. It's like well, make excuses. It make excuses. They say like the Latin temperament. Yeah, because I heard this the other day. That there was a woman who was describing her relationship, and she was like from an Italian Spanish type of
Culture.
family, right? And it says all the women in my family. That's how we communicate. This is how we talk to our husbands. This is how my mother spoke to my father and my aunts and everybody. That's how we speak to our men, right? And the husband was saying that I don't want to be arguing with you, right? And then she literally saw it as being weak, that he never fought back or argued back. She saw it as being weak, you know, right? And he basically saying, no, it's wearing me down. I don't want to do that. Yeah?
And had they not had that type of conversation, you can see where the relationship would have ended up. Both of them at different sides of the table, different house, different area. But it's having that conversation, and the thing is that we don't often have that conversation, whereby it becomes an adult to adult conversation, not an adult to child conversation, or a child to child conversation, whereby you can then, I know we often say the word agree to disagree, but unless I know what's in your head, then I don't even have an opportunity of agreeing or disagreeing. At least then we can work out potentially a solution that we can both live with.
Is it right? Okay, then. Even with that now, it may not be perfect at the time. And the person who you're actually engaging with, inside, outside of a relationship, we could use this context too, right? It may not be perfect at the time, but it could be a way of getting to, right? Not the agree to disagree, but amicable understanding, right? No, I won't use that example. I was going to use an example. I won't. But like, you know, when you come to that crossroad, you know, right and wrong, but we're here, you know. So therefore, you just say, you know, something. Let's just do what we need to do, right? And you do what you need to do, right? But we don't agree with what each one of us are doing, but that's how it is for now. But you are aware of my feelings about this.
But don't wait until when you get to the crossroads where the conversation isn't a communication. It becomes this is my flag and I've stuck it in the sand. And I can see your flag over there also stuck in the sand. And between the two of us, we're not moving, because there has to be some movement that I'm not giving away, you're not giving away. But then from a conversation and a communication point of view, there is an overstanding that we can both have that will help us move forward. And that's the key. It's not the words I used, agree to disagree, because that almost seems as if to say, I'm still unhappy and I'm not going to talk about it, or I'm talking about it, but when I do it, I'm always going to do it with an attitude. No, there needs to be an element of the two of you having that conversation, that open, frank conversation, like I say, adult to adult conversation, and see where you can make any changes and or accept any lifestyles or habits, because to be fair, those habits might have been there from day one. You just didn't pay attention.
Exactly. But then again, as I say, love is blind.
Yeah.
And your friend then go, yeah, we see that from a long time. We see that from a long time. Yeah. So you know, and you couldn't tell me. You go, no, you're totally oblivious to that. Good afternoon, Carla. Good afternoon.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. The phone went a bit blurred. Yeah. Good afternoon, taxi driver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to the Empress that is talking. Right. Yeah.
Sister Sandra.
Never got. Wasn't at the beginning, but yeah, I picked up quite. Yeah. Relationship. What makes a relationship works, right, is loyalty and being a good listener. Both of us can't talk at the same time. All right, baby, you talk. What have you got to say, baby girl? Yeah, I sit and I listen to the end. All right? Yeah? And when she done talk, I will say what I've got to say. Right? But if me and her is talking at the same time, yeah? Right? We are hearing each other, but we are not really listening to each other.
There you go.
You understand?
That's right. Yeah.
That is what makes, and also loyalty. I heard you was using some examples like snoring and other things. My late wife, my wife, she's dead now 12 years. Yeah, this month, right? Yeah, and she snores. Right? She snores.
I bet you can hear. I bet you can still hear it now.
If I'm downstairs and the bedroom is upstairs, and my Empress is sleeping, I can hear she snoring. And you know what? Hands on my heart, it never annoyed me. Never annoyed me. Never ever. Yeah, because I dedicate myself to her.
That's right. That's
right. And whatever she come with, I will tolerate it. Yeah, you understand? And it works. It works. It really, really works. Yeah. I was loyal to her and she was loyal to me. All right. And we listen to each other. Right? And it worked beautifully for nearly 20 years until she died of a heart attack. Yeah. All right. And I've never met anybody to replace her yet. Never, no, not with the type of heart and the type of woman that she was. Yeah. Yeah, because she no, she just listen. Yeah, a good listener is a good learner.
I'm going to ask you a question, because when we started this segment here, right? We played a clip, right? And a young sister, right? It was saying about in her 20s or so, and she was mentioning about having a person that is very attentive and look after them, basically does everything for her, right? Actually, I'll allow Sister Sandra to explain.
Carry on.
Yeah,
Carry on.
you know, do everything for her, right? And then, you know, this person would be looking for that person's future and everything, and set things right. And then she said that I'll be afraid of being with a person like that. You know, could
Yeah.
could you
Yes.
could
Yes.
you
Yes.
could
Yes. I heard.
as I'm saying it to you, could you put the concept put that into context for yourself in that way? And could you see that somebody could be afraid of somebody who can do all of them things for you?
Yeah. Yeah. Because there are people. Yeah. There are individuals out there who are like that. They feel inferior because I might be in a better job. Yeah. I might be earning more money.
Mm.
Yeah. And situation like that. But if both of us really know what we want and where we want to be, yeah, there will be both of us would be doing things equally, shoulder to shoulder. There ain't gonna be I'm doing too much and she's doing too much. And even if I'm doing too much, then my baby girl, than my empress. Yeah, because I'm so much into her. Yeah, yeah. I doesn't see it. It doesn't seem like I'm doing too much. Yeah, it's like you're working in the society and you love your job so much, right? That many times you do an half an hour or an hour extra, and it doesn't matter to you because you're enjoying. You love what you're doing. You love to be there. You're over. You love to be there. You love the people who you're working with. You love the place. You love your manager. Everything. And you go the extra mile. You go to.
I've known of a few people who's done that.
I don't feel inferior. And my wife that I lost, she was brain-wise, right? She was far sharper than me. Far sharper than me, but I never feel inferior because there are things that she knows that I don't know, and there are things that I don't know, I know, rather than that she doesn't know. Yeah. And it's quite as simple as that. You can't. You in life I learned you can't have too much money, right?
Really?
And
really?
you can't. And you can't love someone, and you can't love someone too much. All right? Yeah. Love has got no distance, no boundaries, no nothing, right? Especially if you're dealing with universal love. Yeah, you get me? Yeah, especially if you're dealing with universal love. It's got no boundaries. It's like the universe, right? It just continues and continues and continues forever and ever.
So,
and it's quite as simple as that. Yeah, in my overstanding, it's just simple as that. Loyalty and listen to each other. Let's talk, because to most people, what I was driving buses, and they were talking about how to deal with awkward people.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I remember,
the beginning of the diversities.
Listen. Listen to what. You don't talk. Let the passengers say what they want to say. And after they finish talk, right, then you talk. Because if they are talking and you're talking at them at the same time, it's only inflame the situation. So I learned that, and that's how to deal with awkward people. Yeah, because sometimes all somebody wants is just, listen to what I've got to say, man. Just listen to me now. That's all I want you to do. Just listen to me. Just please, somebody listen to me. Please. There's all many people out there that that's the simplest thing that they want. Please listen to me what I've got to say, man. Please. You know what I mean? That saved many people from committing suicide. Yeah? Yeah.
Saves a lot of relationships as well.
So one of the things then that one of the things that I would add to that in terms of it's not just listening. For me, there's a listening without an agenda and listening, like you say, in terms of listening to everything they say, the beginning, the middle, and the end. Because if you go in there with an agenda, you've already stopped listening by the time you think you've heard what you were expecting. So that's not listening, because there's more. But because you've gone in there with that agenda, you're then almost going to take the conversation somewhere else, completely in the wrong direction. So I do love what you're saying, and I just wanted to put the other side of that.
And within that, do not talk about anything from the past. Do not bring up, oh, you used to do this and this, and you did this last year, and when I first met you, you did this. No. That only gonna inflame the situation, man.
There was a time to have that conversation.
We are dealing with, you did something today, right? You did something last week or today or whatever. Some people, them don't drink soup. Them don't drink soup when it's hot. Them wait till it's cold. So this thing might have happened 2 weeks ago, a month ago, and the person decides now, say, I'm gonna ask why did he move that way? Why did he behave that way? Right? Just deal with that. Right? Don't tell me 2 years ago you do this and you do that. You see me? It's just gonna inflame the situation. I don't want to hear that, baby girl. Right? That was 2 years ago. I'm different now. I'm a different person now. You know what I mean? That only gonna grate my nerve. And make me even more irate. You know what I'm saying? Right. Baby girl, we are there. You did this yesterday. Me see you do this yesterday or whatever. You do this yesterday. Please, yesterday we are chat about. We not chat about 18 months ago, 5 years ago or whatever. We're talking about yesterday. All right, baby girl. Say what you want to say. Me listen. Blah, blah, blah. If it means an apology, it means and be very, very humble, very, very. If you're wrong, you say, baby girl, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, baby girl. You know that I love you. You know, thing and thing. Please forgive me. But if you're walking around like, macho and idea and this and that, it ain't gonna work, man. It won't work. It won't work. It will not work. And that's the way we see it. As simple as that. It's not difficult. It's not difficult, but some of us we got so much things happening within our life. That we can't really even think straight. We can't even think straight. But the most important thing me learning in life, I've been serving the public for over nearly 30 years. I drive bus and now I'm a taxi driver, right? Let you're in an awkward situation, let the person talk. Let the person explain themselves, right? You did this. I wanted to go to Oxford Street. You take me to Regent Street. Why is that, driver? You understand what I'm saying? You listen to what the person said. My thoughts were, this is me now. My thought was Yeah, I'm thinking about my holiday in 2 weeks' time. You know what I mean? Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
I was
So
halfway.
yeah.
That's it. I was half. What you say?
I'm just driving.
Hold on. What you should say is, I was halfway home and I forget that you was in the back of the taxi.
Yeah, I'll even that. Yeah, I'll even that. Yeah. Yeah, as simple as that. Yeah, but see, all people want these days is just to be listened to, man. That's all. Just listen to me, please. I've got problems, man. Please. Yeah, this really is important to me.
I true that.
Yeah, please, just listen to me, please. Yeah.
No, I think that's a valuable point.
Like,
that's a valuable point that what you're bringing there, because in the listening, like even with the fathers group that I'm with, that was one of the things that was said when we initially started the program, and those who actually come after, and when we come and we have our sessions together, that it's the first time that they've, and it has been expressed, it's the first time that they've actually been listened to,
That's really important in this in life. It is. I'm telling you. I'm in the service industry, right? And they teach you that in the service industry. Yeah. If you don't listen, you're gonna get hurt. Yeah. Listen to the man. Listen to the woman. Listen to the child. Yeah. Right? Because that's all they want. Yeah. All they want is just to explain themselves. Yeah. And that's that. Sometimes you not even have to say anything. You just say, all right, like, yeah. All right, yeah, I hear you. All right. And the person, you see a change. You see a change in their aura. You see a smile. You see a little twitch on the right side of their face, because them say, yeah. This person actually listened to me, and I feel good. All right, I can go about my business now. But if you are going, right. Yeah, right. I'm the man. Yeah, I run things and things are run me. That's what you think.
Yeah. That's what you think.
That is what you think, yeah? Because somebody out there can run you, brethren, and you not even know. Somebody out there can run out on your brethren, and you not even know. You say, what? Mistake, you see? Yeah? And it's just that. It's just that what life taught me. You know what I mean? Working with the public, John public, I meet everybody. Everybody. That's all I want. It's just to be listened to. Calm, I calm down. They calm down. Yeah. And everything is nice. Yeah, but if you want to go on like you with Muhammad Ali, whatever.
Not nowadays, because them do some yoga kick down, foot down business. But bend you up before you even twist.
That is the way me speak, simple. You know what I mean? Everybody just want to, and don't be a to your woman like you know and talk, because you don't know nothing, star. Yeah?
I true that.
Mother Nature put you for me, right? And you are the other half of me. So what I don't know, you should know, and what I and what and vice versa. You see me? Yeah.
Okay.
And that's that. Yeah. We are here to help each other, not to fight against each other. You know what I mean? And that is a happy home. You know what I mean? That is the way I was living. That's the way I was living with my wife. Yeah, you know what I mean? And it was heaven. Yeah. No heaven, no exist. Well, I don't know about heaven when we die, but we know of heaven here on earth.
You know what it is already. You set your standard.
Because I've had some moments in life that feel so good, so beautiful. All the trillions of atoms and molecules in my body. You know what I mean? They just feel right. Everything. You know that vibe. You just feel Yeah, you just like yeah, like you're just
my,
in a
All
my,
right,
community.
all right, all right.
man, you resurrect the
Yeah,
woman, you know.
yeah,
No,
man.
you know
Yes,
something. I have to commend you. I have to commend you,
Mm.
Brother Kwame, because this is how some man never express themselves them way about their woman, right? And certain women never hear this about them, how they affect man, right? But in effect, that is how it does happen. It's like they're right in your soul when you take on a person to be your life partner in that way, right? That is how deep it is, right? Even the fuss and fight or whatever, but you're still one, right? And for a man, for some men, right? It is a true fact, even for them who deny it, right? That's why them get vexed when the next man I look upon their thing what them dash way. You understand? True? Right.
All right then. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for the share.
I want to put.
yeah.
All right, then, bless up. I want to put this into a different context right here, right? Similar context, but it's another thing that I actually just came across. I'm hoping I got the right segment, but let's chat. Yes, I just want to give you that piece there. That was a segment from a movie back in the day. Right? It was a back in the day, right? Five on the black hand side, right? There's only done people who used to go late night, and you see, you don't even know what
it. I don't know it.
That's why I'm saying it was back in the day. When people used to go late night watching kung fu movie, and then you get a black movie before that and thing, right? Right. This is one of those. This is a clip from one of those things there, right? But if I find it, then they will find it. Hold on. Let me see. If I find her, where's she there? Oh, come on now. Where did it come in? You see you. Uh, 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 there it was. There it was. Yes. Come on. All right. I'm gonna hold it back here a little piece. All right. I'm gonna hold it back there a little piece. Come on. To the right some more. I'd say, yes, I, yes. I only play that in jest, but in truth as well, right? So I play it in jest and in truth as well. Okay, all right. Just take note. Just take note. Interesting, interesting piece there, right? And the reason why I say it's interesting is because as I was sharing with you earlier on, before we even started, that we have to have that conversation and be comfortable with those conversations, right? Challenging as they may be, but it's part of our development, right? And don't feel so that age is a thing that boy I know, so I saw it go. Life changes every day. Every day. The things that was working 20, 30, 40 years ago are not working today. Right? Or as they say nowadays, not fit for purpose. Right? So therefore, there may be some things that you may have to change in yourself and the way how you perceive life. Right? Because I know say orange don't taste like orange years ago. Right? Banana don't taste like banana years ago. Okay? So, we have to learn to say we have to change our way of how we communicate with ourselves. And this is a natural thing as well. Natural thing. As you are easing through life, that you change the way how you are with others as well. So the young person that you were speaking with when they were 20 is not going to be the same that you're going to speaking with when they're 40. And it's not going to be the same when they are 60. You understand? So therefore, everything changes in its own way, right? But let's try and get this thing of relationships into perspective, right? And let's make some success of this as well, because there's too much of this broke up business, and even to the extent of where the youngers are not even looking for them for a relationship. It's not even, I wouldn't say it's not a priority, but it doesn't seem to be an eventuality. They're not even talking about it. They're not even talking about it. It's only what can I get, and all them things there, right? But that's only one perspective. I know that the other side does exist, right? But it's not so much prevalent in the limelight as what it should be, right? So let's try and bring that into the conversation, and that level of conversation into this thing there, right? Here on the Blacknificent Show, Galaxy of we.net. You have that thing with culture mark. You have it there?
Yeah.
All right then. Hold on. Now just give me a second. What do I have here? He says.
I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder if you are human. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder is where you come from. I have studied your history for so long, and compared to my history, your history's just wrong. Every book, every gallery, every museum, pure battle, pure war, pure guns, pure bomb. There's nothing in your history that says creation. Everything in your history, it says destruction. Everywhere that you go, I just war. You the panic's like, without evil, you can't function. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder if you are human. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder is where you come from. In a short space of time, you kill enough million. Menticide, genocide, pure annihilation. Population control is just a part of your plan. And some examples I have will prove that you are the human. Like what? World War II and World War I. In a World War II, you drop some nuclear bomb. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, where they in Japan. Them strike alone, you murder about 500,000. And what about the enslavement of the African? From then until now, a pure sufferation. We eyes them open, we see your dirty plan, and we no need no glasses. 2020 vision, I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder if you are human. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder is where you come from. You want me to decrease the population. Population control, your number one mission. You are minority, and that's
you're not going to pull that back, right? Anyhow, let's give the announcement for our little market. 6'6" anniversary. Go on. Go ahead, my friend. Go ahead, my sister. Go ahead.
So, Brother Mark has an event celebrating his Earth Strong, and it's entitled "The Message in the Music," alive and unplugged, celebrating, as I said, his Earth Strong this Sunday, the 23rd of February 2025 at Bubba Oasis. That is 44 to 48 Clapham High Street, London, Southwest 4. So tickets are available via Eventbrite. And yeah, there's going to be lots happening. There's going to be lots happening. You've got Culture Mark, you've got Nat the lyricist, and then you've got Kes Sims. So there's going to be entertainment, there's going to be laugh, there's going to be joking, and there's also going to be music.
And you know that Sister Sandra is going to be there in a flamboyant manner as well. I shall see if I can make it. Right? All depends if mom let me get out the ass for a few hours.
The event will be hosted by Culture Mark, where on the night he will spoil you with an exclusive message in the music presentation and a powerful empowerment presentation delivered by Ms. Kes Sims. There'll be live performance from Culture Mark, also from the spoken work and musical artist Nat the lyricist. There'll be food and drink on sale, and there's going to be a live interactive quiz with fantastic
If I'm not
prizes.
too dissimilar, I feel that's the center that we had one of our events down there, one of our annual events as well. It's it used to be called something Palace, isn't it?
I think that, I believe that they've had a name change.
It was the restaurant across the road that purchased that place. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sure it is. It's done by Balham anyhow.
By Clapham. Yeah, it's on Clapham High
Clapham High
Street.
Road. Yeah. One of them.
Yeah.
So
definitely check out Eventbrite. Get the tickets. Tickets are still on sale. The tickets are £22.38 for the early bird ticket, and general admission is £27.80.
Okay. All right then. So I might see you down there.
Yep.
As I say, circumstances.
Studied your history for so long, and compared to my history, your history's just wrong. Every book, every gallery, every museum, pure battle, pure war, pure guns, pure bomb. There's nothing in your history that says creation. Everything in your history, it says destruction. Everywhere that you go, I just war. You the panic's like, without evil you can't function. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder if you are human. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder is where you come from. In a short space of time, you kill enough million. Menticide, genocide, pure annihilation. Population control is just a part of your plan. And some examples I have will prove that you are demon. Like what? World War II and World War I. In a World War II, you drop two nuclear bomb. Hiroshima, Nagasaki, where they in Japan. Them strike alone, you murder about 500,000. And what about the enslavement of the African? From then until now, a pure sufferation. We eyes them open. We see your dirty plan and we don't need no glasses. 2020 vision. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder if you are human. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder is where you come from. You want to decrease the population. Population control, your number one mission. You are minority and that's without question. That's why you don't think twice when you take out a nation. Look what you do to the original Australian. And look what you do to the original Tasmanian. Look what you do to the Native American. And look what you do to the so-called Caribbean. They scramble for Africa, Lord, what's a bam bam. And ever since then, colonization. And ever since then, war and destruction. And ever since then, have your corruption. And then you brainwash with your education. And decimate with your vaccination. And sterilize with your contraception. And genocide with your starvation. No, we cannot unite up your separation. To divide and rule with the tribalism. This is my wake-up call to all African. Minister Farrakhan said, now is the time and what must be done. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder if you are human. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder is where you come from. I have studied your history for so long, and compared to my history, your history is just wrong. Every book, every gallery, every museum, pure battle, pure war, pure guns, pure bomb. There's nothing in your history that says creation. Everything in your history, it says destruction. Everywhere that you go, I just war. You depend, it's like without evil you can't function. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Me have to wonder if you are human. I see you, dirty Babylon. 100% I have you in my vision. I see you, Mr. Wicked Man. Mr. Wicked Man.
Run my track. If you want a quality life, good money and dignity and integrity to follow you, listen to me, man. You have to put in the effort. You have to power up and unleash your A game. Run the rhythm there. Somebody say rhythm. This is nice version, not a dive version. But you never say tune. It goes like what the hell are we trying to say? Yes, it's true, everyone needs an occupation. And I need good money because I'm just a man. Yeah. Minimum wage can't fulfill my plan. So me have to work hard in our education. But for the money can and supply me. We don't want to say the struggle is real. Hard life is nice. It's better to see. I need my success. We don't keep and rub and chop the line and kill and those things. You know why? God never made you to be a criminal. With us. So you better start learn some self-control. We know, I deal with that. So people don't neglect you and do your school work. Come on, up, no the money can. and supply me. Let's simple than your our life is nice. It's here to see. I need my success. Come on, let's see this part. Something in the background. Come on. Keep that check. Keep that sleep. You have to wake up the puppet on your cheeks will become nightmares. Don't be a sleeper. Keeper. People, how much you need that now? Because if you want success to be yours, so the money can and supply me. Our life is nice, it's hard to see. I need excellence. All of those when they are real, wave your hands and sing with me now. Come on. So the money can come on. Read away. And supply me. This thing and say, come on. Our life is nice. I need real success.
Yes. How do you
I'll just step into the rest of your tenure at tenure. Go be a trend getter. Show the world that tenure always does better. And you are the real what? Trend setter. In excellence or power. And I'll lead you again, gamer. When others are sitting tenure, you must stand. When they're standing, you must stand out. When they're standing up, you must be outstanding. And when they claim to be outstanding, show them that tenure is the standard.
Yes, sir. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt you'll be hearing that one and seeing that one circulating, right? Because as you pass it to me, I'm gonna pass it to everybody, you know.
It's definitely some things are worth sharing. Definitely,
Exactly.
some things are worth sharing.
Exactly. That one there. Oh,
Just the fact that minimum wage can't work. Work hard in the education. So yeah, just so that money can stay with you. Because if you don't work hard in your education and you don't get the money, or even if you get the money, you don't know what to do with it. So with the education, whether it's the formal education, whether it's the financial education, whether it's you can then what you can do with that money. And you can make different choices.
I'd like to mention as well, Culture Mark is one of the directors of the Black History Studies, right? And they do a regular study course of like Black history, obviously. They do tours of the British Museum on a regular basis, and also
they go to Liverpool
and up to the Liverpool,
Liverpool
museum up there as well, and also in Europe as well. They do tours to Europe as well, and also I think they do 2 tours a month. 2 tours a year to Egypt?
It may be one. I know I think it may be one, but I know that they're going to Lisbon. So they've got a tour of Lisbon.
Okay.
And that's on Friday the 5th of September to Sunday the 7th of September 2025.
Okay. Oh, you see, you have the information right there.
So that is a new and exciting tour designed by Black History Study Tours, exploring
Lisbon.
Rich heritage of African history in Lisbon.
Yeah, so like if you're interested in doing a tour, historical tour, or was it what they call it? No. Wait a minute. Let me get the expression right. Education. No. I can't remember how it got though. it's a combination of information and
Yeah,
education, edufication or something like that. Something like that. Anyhow, yeah. So if you're interested in doing one of those tours there, I would say, please, please, please go to Black History Studies.
Yes.
Right, Black History Studies, well established over years
Over
and
10
years.
over must be climbing up to close to 15.
When did we go?
It was
12 years
12
ago?
years, yeah. 2010.
2010.
Yeah, so it's 15.
Oh yeah, hold on. Should have remembered that one.
But in terms of the Lisbon tour, there's only 15 spaces.
Huh?
There's 15 spaces for the Lisbon tour, the long weekend.
Yeah.
And the deposit is due immediately, and then you can pay until up till the 31st of July.
There you go.
So there are 5 payments after that.
Yeah, I know that Lisbon is a very, very, very nice city as well. Right? They actually clean their streets properly. Right?
Is that one of the spaces that you worked for a period of time?
I have been through there. Yes. I've been there. Yes. Wipe your feet as you step out onto the street.
Normally it's the other way around.
Yeah. Usually it's the other way around. All I know. Why? I tell you. They make Deptford look shame. Make Deptford look. Yeah. Anyhow, I've been directed. That anyhow, they get the message eventually. But I would say also, right? This is why it's important to travel, right? Because I'm going to tell you now, if you just stay in one place and think this is it, this is all that life has to offer, right? And no matter how your circumstances are, right, you experience something different. See the opportunity, grasp it. Yeah? Grasp it with both of your hand them.
I'd agree with that one.
Right?
100%.
Grasp it with both of your hand them. And this is from a whole man talking to you. Yeah? Because I'm going to tell you now, life only goes round once. Your existence on this thing only goes around once. Yeah? But I would say to you also, right? The amount of times that it comes around and you ignore those things, right? That's down to you. That's down to you again. Yeah? You know what I mean? Right? And appreciate what your foundation, your parents and your ancestors have done for you in your past. Right? Do not squander their work, please.
Yeah.
Do not squander their work. Yeah. You understand? Appreciate everything that they have done for you.
Because you're standing on the shoulders of giants, and they've laid a foundation that has given you greater opportunities and or some opportunities.
I send this one to all.
Yeah, exactly. You know, because like when we do our piece of work now, are we contributing to that? Right? When we are doing our demonstrations, are we making things move forward? Yeah? Or are we just wasting our time? Right? And I will put it like that. And I'm not saying that every demonstration is a waste of time. But make sure there's a result that you're getting out of these things as well. You know?
Well, I would say, and I've heard this comment quite a few times recently, is that are you going to transition or die with the music still in you?
There you go. That's it. And that's not a new saying. That has been a thing that has happened for many a person over the time, right? There's many a book has been buried in the graveyard.
They say that's the richest place on the planet. with the ideas and the I would have, I could have, or I was going to, and you think to yourself, but why didn't you? Becomes a swift response. As Brother Aston says, if you've got an opportunity to travel and experience, I would say that you may not necessarily have the opportunity to go where you want to go tomorrow, but plant the seed. Get a picture, put it up on the wall, put it up around the house, put it up on front of the fridge,
do you
put
research?
it up on the microwave, in front of the microwave,
right.
or whatever, so you can see, so that this is somewhere I'm going. And you'll be surprised at how the universe gives you the opportunity. The question is, do you take it?
Right. As you brought that into the conversation, universe. As you brought him into the conversation, let me tell you something. And it was something that came up. I can't recall exactly what it was, right? But it was something that was just said in the middle of the concept of this thing. And okay, let me just ask you the question straight out, right? And this is a flash question straight to our sister Sandra. What is the universe to you?
So for me, the universe is energy. It's around me and through me. It's greater than I can, in my small mind, see it in relation to this planet, but it's beyond this planet. It's beyond what I've can imagine and or anticipate. So it's life, it's energy.
Okay. And that's a flash question straight to our sister there, right? Right. It was in the middle of a conversation that was happening, that I was listening to. I'm sure it was a book, audio book or something I was listening to at the time. And what he was alluding to was our part in the universe. And immediately what occurred to me was the universe, right, is a combination of the outer, what is happening around us,
and the
inner,
yeah,
right, and the unification of that. And where do we play our part in that? And if you are not in synchronization and appreciation of that which is happening outside of you, and you haven't prepared yourself within you, that is your mind, body, and spirit, that it won't work for you, right? We've made references to that, both Sister Sandra and myself, right? We're even in the act of doing what we need to do for ourselves to synchronize ourselves with greater forces. You say that, yeah?
That's it, yeah.
Greater forces. And it's not no hocus pocus or anything like that, right? If I'll put it into a context for the layman or the person who's just average out there, it's just to feel good within ourselves, feel balance in ourselves, yeah? Is that's safe?
If I bring it back to the clip that you shared with the sister, a lot of what she was speaking about was an external, how the man felt, what made her feel. She never spoke about herself.
That's right.
And that's the missing link to one of the pieces of that jigsaw puzzle.
Hence, that's why we do our midday meditation, so that we can develop that relationship with our inner self, right? I would encourage you also, if you have that conversation with that inner self on a regular basis, you know, that inner voice,
Mm.
why don't you just name them as well?
Mm.
Right?
Mm.
Right? Rather than it be a stranger or they be a stranger,
Mm.
right? Why don't you name them?
Mm.
And you can call upon them at any time, just like your ancestors as well,
Mm.
right? Because you've already been imprinted with the code, right, or data from your ancestors,
Mm.
because at any time you can hear their voices and tap into their vast, vast input that they have put into you already through the various experiences, through the data that they've given to you, right? You can tap into that at any time.
Mm.
And that is enough for you to have a full and engaging conversation and experience with them,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So that's why we do the ancestral voices,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Universe. And
Yes.
that is what it is, right? You bring in the both of them, your inner and outer together to bring a unification.
It needs to start from the inner, because if there's not the overstanding with the inner,
Mm-hmm.
you will struggle with what's happening in terms of the outer.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get frustrated by the outer,
Mm-hmm.
and you may find yourself in that blame, frustration, stuck position. Whereas if you look at the inner, you can chip away at what somebody else told you you could do, or you will become, or you're good, you're bad, you're fat, you're slim, you're tall, you're short. You'll dismiss all of those labels that somebody else has put or told you. You'll dismiss the fancy things which you've got because they're there, but if you didn't have them tomorrow, would that make you a different person? If you didn't have the car, if you didn't have the house, if you didn't have the children at that age running around at your feet and then moved out, does that make you a different person? If you're happy with the inner, it's an experience that you had in terms of the outer in many respects. And it's how do you deal with that experience? What do you put out there? What do you, like I say, chip away and stand up and feel comfortable in your own skin? So you do look in the mirror and you do say, you know what? I'm beautiful. I am a king. I am a queen. I am a goddess. And you say that with conviction because you stand tall, you walk tall. And when you're walking and you see someone on the street, you're not holding your head down. You're not hunching your shoulders. You're walking as a regal, as a spiritual being who's comfortable and knows oneself. And you're walking in your power.
True that. True that. Very, very, very profound words there. Very profound words. Program summarization, my sister.
So we've the program started in terms of we always give the first hour of the program an opportunity just to get things off your chest. If there's things in the news that you think to yourself, you know what, I just want to have that conversation because once I have that conversation, I can then park it. It no longer needs to rattle around in my head. And we were having conversations with Brother Naya in relation to the Gambia, but the wider conversation in terms of life experiences, the politics, even the age range and the foods that they eat and consume, and just the fact it's shortening life. So it was a beautiful conversation that we were able just to tease out and recognize that, Gambia had their 60 years independence. How independent are they? Are they any? But the bottom line is that there's work that needs to still be done within that country, across Africa, from a unification, from a overstanding, as a collective, we can do things differently. the ancestral voices. You play the clip again in terms of the sharing with the children and using a rhythm which they would know, but he's just put his own little spin on it. And that rhythm encourages them to, because they were about to be taking, some of them would have been taking exams, so it encouraged them to think about the minimum wage can't work, but they need to work hard in education in order to get a better wage and a job that they like and or love, so that money can stay with them. He, within that rhythm, he encouraged them to recognize that there are different roads that they can travel. With the education road, it gives them more options. We then spoke about a clip that you had shared, Brother Aston, whereby the sister she'd alluded to a conversation at the beginning, but where we caught up with her, she was speaking about her thoughts about a woman or sisters who are in relationships where the man is loving, kind, progressive, wants to encourage, nurture, and that made her feel frightened and afraid because of what his perception of her may be and her overstanding of, can I meet that expectation? So she spoke about feeling that she's failed, questioning, have I failed if I can't meet his expectations? And does she deserve life? Does she deserve love? And for me, she's speaking about it from an external point of view, but she never at one point touched upon from an internal point of view. Where is she at? Does she love herself? So we were joined by Brother Kwabena, and he spoke about his relationship with his late wife and how there was a communication and a loyalty and a respect, and communication started with and included the listening, but not just listening to what I want to hear, but listening to the whole conversation. And in listening to the whole conversation, then you have a chance to be heard and then to make some move forward in terms of whatever the disagreement may have been, and or the conversation, what highlighted or what why that conversation was brought up in the first place. So he was speaking about his experience, which again was on the back of that video clip that Brother Aston played. And we've spoken about, he played a little skit.
From a movie I was watching the other night.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
A back in the day movie. But we were talking about relationships and just that concept in terms of, sometimes we see that things look okay or rosy from the outside. And then we're surprised when from the outside we're advised that the people break up and or they are extramarital relationships or whatever. Again, Brother Kwabena spoke about that in so much as there's a possibly a breakdown of communication between the two of them, which is why they have got past the stage of being able to do that reconciliation and maybe looking outside in order for some release. And then the last thing we were speaking about was just in terms of bringing it all together. Work needs to be done on the inside. Working on the inside, working on self, feeling comfortable and confident about self opens more doors and more opportunities, because we don't want to be the person who is laid to rest and all of our thoughts and our wishes and our love and the reason, our purpose for being here is buried with us.
Oh boy. Well done, well done, well done. Well, at the top of the hour, we shall be having our sister Nawa, who'll be joining us, right? I've got a message here from our brother Mark. All right, let me just I've got it here. Okay, go Mark, go on.
Listen, I said unity is the foundation of survival. You got to let your love come shining through. Listen, I said unity is the foundation of survival.
As they always do, isn't it?
You got to let your love come shining through.
Bright and ready for his event on Sunday. Right? Mm-hmm. You have the address there again, please? Please, my sister.
I do. So the address is
You got it?
Yeah.
There we go.
44 to 48.
Hold on. Let me put you on the mic. Go ahead.
The address is 44 to 48 Clapham High Street, London, SW4 7 U for Uncle, R for Romeo. Tickets are available on Eventbrite.
Mm-hmm. All right then. So we'll link up down there so on Sunday. Right, Brother Mark? Are you this, brother?
To all of the daughters, to all of the aunties, to all of the nieces, to all of the sisters. If it's one thing you know about culture, Mark, then at this you know. Well, you know, I just love black woman. It's a black woman where I come from. Rest in power, my sister Sonia, aka Sonia Sekhmet. Black woman, you know the culture, Mark, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. And if push it back come to shove, there ain't no one who can shove you. Black woman, you don't know how it go. You are the mother of creation, there's no other above you. Say none of them can stop your flow. Black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. Black woman, with you everything starts. Without you I can't survive, you are the beat.
What's the hey? Chow. Go mess up my thing now. How would he? Chow. Hold on. No. I can't do that to you. I can't do that to you, brother. I can't do that. Let me build up that outro again, right? All right, then. Here we go. I got time. Come on.
Now I send this one to all of the grandmothers, to all of the mothers, to all of the daughters, to all of the aunties, to all of the nieces, to all of the sisters. If it's one thing, then at this you know. Well, you know, I just love black woman. It's a black woman where I come from. Rest in power, my sister Sonia, aka Sonia Sekhmet. Black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. And if push it back come to shove, there ain't no one who can shove you. Black woman, you don't know how it go. You are the mother of creation, there's no other above you. Say none of them can stop your flow. Black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. Black woman, with you everything starts. Without you I can't survive, you are the beat of my heart. No matter where them I try, them can't keep us apart. You and I together forever, we will never ever part. And the love I've got for you is not funny. Black woman, me love you more than the bees love honey. You're priceless, you're worth more than money. And just one smile from me put butterflies in my tummy. Black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. And if push ever come to shove, there ain't no one who can shove you. Black woman, you don't know how it goes. You are the mother of creation, there's no other above you. Say none of them can stop your flow. Black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. Black woman, you are warrior, and you will bring forth more little warrior. You are the mother for all our children. You are the key to our children's future. So make we give her the power and rise up with sister. She a broke down barrier like a true warrior, like Kim Pavita, like Queen in Singer. Like Nanny of the Maroons, like you're a Santa. Black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. And if push ever come to shove, there ain't no one who can shove you. Black woman, you don't know how it goes. You are the mother of creation, there's no other above you. Say none of them can stop your flow. Black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. Isn't it amazing that the black woman still lives after all that she has been through? She's been oppressed, she's been accused, she's been battered and bruised, but still she find the strength to go through. So now it's time for us to protect our sisters. Some of them who don't know what to do. And my sister is full time, you take the rightful position to show the whole world who is the real you. That's why I said, black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. And if push ever come to shove, there ain't no one who can shove you. Black woman, you don't know how it goes. You are the mother of creation, there's no other above you. Say none of them can stop your flow. Black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. For all the black women, them who overstand their purpose in life as mother of the nation, I thank you for your sacrifice and your dedication. I thank you for your persistence and your determination. I thank you for being strong when you're carrying the burden. Thank you for being there when I man have a problem. Black woman, you are my balance. You are more than just a friend. Your love is infinite. That means your love will never end. That's why, black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. And if push ever come to shove, there ain't no one who can shove you. Black woman, you don't know how it goes. You are the mother of creation, there's no other above you. Say none of them can stop your flow. Black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. Black woman, you are warrior, and you will bring forth more little warrior. You are the mother for all our children. You are the key to our children's future. So make we give her the power and rise up with sister. She a broke down barrier, like a true warrior, like Kim Pavita, like Queen in Singer, like Winnie Mandela, like you're a Santa. Black woman, you know the culture, man, me just love you. Oh yes, I love you so. And if push ever come to shove, there ain't no one who can shove you. Black woman, you don't know how it.
Hey Lord, whoa, have mercy. Hey, have mercy, yeah. You my cup and let it overflow. My cup and let it overflow. My cup and let it overflow with joy. My cup and let it overflow. My cup and let it overflow. Fill me up and let me overflow. Let me overflow with joy. When I was a little boy, all I wanted to be seen. So I asked the Father to teach me how to sing. He granted me a favor, and I took it in. He filled me up and made me whole, made me whole. He filled me up and let me overflow. He filled my cup and let it overflow. He filled me up and let me overflow. Let me overflow with joy. He filled me up and let me overflow. He filled my cup and let me overflow. Fill me up and let me overflow. Let me overflow with joy. I was down, when I was down, and I was blue. Really, really true, really true. And I feel like I don't wanna go home. Oh no, oh, give it my life. Give it to yeah. I run to the rock, right to the rock of my salvation. Yeah. And it take me out from my despair. Drag me a solution. It is my supplication. Yeah. Give me up and let me overflow. Give me up and let me overflow. Give me up and let me overflow. Let me overflow with joy. Yeah. Give me up and let me overflow. Give me up and let me overflow. Give me up and let me overflow. Let me overflow with joy. Hey, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, hey, Lord. With joy, joy, joy. Hey, hey. Fill me up. Oh, Lord. Hey, Lord. You fill me up and let me overflow. You fill me up and let me overflow. You fill me up and let me overflow. Let me overflow with joy. Jalo, yeah, it's like a burning fire. Out of control, friendship is no water. Oh Lord, so I'll apply it to my friends. Hear the words of the Rastaman. Did I hear the words of the Ayaman? And I hear the angel with 7 strings. I say fly away home to Zion. I say fly away home to Zion. One bright morning when my heart fly away home. One bright morning when my heart fly away One bright morning, when my work is over, I will one bright morning, when my work is over.
Behold, Father, to be praised.
Yeah, yeah. Ooh. Let the moon and the stars and the sun come shining down on me. It's like a blessing above and it's bringing out the best in me. Like a guiding light and it's brightening up my dark to see. Though the evil they fight, I know they are no threat to me. Lord, I thank you, thank you. You guided and you shoulder me. Lord, I thank you for all that you have done for me. I was never surprised when I opened up my eyes to see. You break the bonds and the chains and you open up the gates for me. Though the road may be rocky, I know that it's my destiny. Lord, I thank you for all that you have done for me. Oh, I thank you. You guided and you shoulder me as I go on my merry way. Got a pleasant smile and I'm wearing it every day. I'm the cornerstone that you won't refuse. And I'm here now to show you I just can't lose. Oh, I thank you. You guided and you shoulder me. Lord, I thank you. For all that you have done for me. I thank you. You guided and